I've talked about two of Shadow of War's orc tribes at length, and now we're adding a third. The Slaughter tribe is arguably one of the least talked about, and today we're fixing that.
Take him to Mordor.
Goodbye. Say goodbye to the knife that you sharpen with your life. Say goodbye to the dark side.
Greetings, fellow Gravewalkers, and welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be talking about the Slaughter tribe, the Butchers of Mordor. The Slaughter tribe were one of two tribes not in Shadow of War at launch, rather being the first DLC tribe released. These orcs have a very grisly reputation and quite a bit of interesting stuff to talk about that I think most people don't realize. We're going to start with their general vibe. The Slaughter tribe is obsessed with one thing and one thing only: killing. Ending the lives of anything is the highest thing on their list of priorities, whether animal, human, or other orcs. They cover themselves with unprepared animal hides and the skins of their former foes, giving them a very gnarly appearance. Blood is almost always dripping from them, and I'm pretty sure they like it that way. I also don't think they care whether it's their own or not. The Slaughter tribe seem to have a pretty unstructured format. They have the usual orc power structure, but no special ranks. I'm actually going to start by doing a deep dive on what I think the possible origins of this tribe are first, before talking about anything else. In the past, I put forth the idea that the Slaughter tribe are mainly made up of deranged orcs. There is a pretty high amount of Slaughter tribe orcs that are spawning deranged, so I don't think it's too far-fetched to say they might be a group of crazies. Beyond the spawning deranged thing, the general attitude of these orcs is weird. Orcs gain and lose power based on strength. The thing is, well, who are you proving your power to if all of your enemies are dead? It's quite clear that even the war lovers like the warmongers and marauders take prisoners or don't kill everyone. This is something that I actually love about the power struggles in Shadow of Mordor. Orcs actually bullying each other around for power is something I wish returned in Shadow of War, but it's just one of those things that got lost somewhere. Back to the Slaughter tribe, before I get too off track, it makes sense to me that the Slaughter tribe is made up of orcs so unhinged and insane that the other tribes really just don't want to associate with them. I also get the sense that when the tribes formed, each of them was formed around a certain concept. The Terror tribe was probably created by the Tower to act as a bastion of loyalists who go through ritual pain in service to Sauron. The Warmonger saw a civil war breaking out and took to combat, and the thrill of it all. The Marauders were born from the Warmongers, who got complacent with wealth. All of them have some kind of greater purpose, but the Slaughter tribe is just sorta here to kill. I'm gonna skip over skirting around it and just boil it down. I think the Slaughter tribe were too crazy, murderous, and potentially brutal, even for other orcs, so they were ostracized. That's a fun word that I tried to pronounce when I was out of breath. Ostracized from the other tribes. Eventually, they came together to form a genuinely dangerous tribe of nutterbutters. I also tossed around the idea of orc serial killers at one point and didn't really elaborate on that thought process, so I'm going to do that here. When I say orc serial killers, you're probably gonna say, well, don't all orcs revel in violence and killing? And the answer is generally yes. But there's always a limit, especially with the more structured form that the Shadow games take. Indiscriminate mass killing of other orcs simply isn't useful or sustainable. That's the simple breakdown of it. Orcs that just kill a ton from every tribe aren't just trying to cement their power. They're kneecapping tribes who are dealing with their own problems. So what do you do with these orcs? Well, you either kill them, or you banish them. This is when the Slaughter tribe gains new members, orcs who love nothing more than killing, and it's clear that the Slaughter tribe does not mind killing each other. Or eating each other. Yeah, we'll get to that in a minute. Now, I've talked about the origins of the Slaughter tribe. Let's talk about how they function day to day. A life in the Slaughter tribe is quite simply bathed in bloodshed, whether chopping up the remains of dead animals or chopping the limbs off a rival orc. These orcs are also known to cannibalize each other, so that's a thing. Oh, it makes you look at the Slaughter tribe orcs way differently. As I explained earlier, these orcs usually wear the hides and skins of other creatures. They also don't often clean them before doing that, so they're always covered in viscera. The weapons of this tribe are usually bladed, and that goes for their tribe weapons as well, the Slaughter Cleavers. Orcs of this tribe will just haul off and chuck 3 cleavers at a target, dealing high damage, but are very easily avoidable for players. I don't think I've seen someone die to them before. Let's talk about some slaughter-only titles now, the most obvious being the Blood Axe, a title that most need little introduction to. Feels like this title always gets some kind of passive charisma bonus, even if they themselves aren't too strong. Probably has something to do with how widespread the legend of Krook is. It's kinda hard to not have heard of him at this point. Beyond being the ultimate beacon of orc stardom, the Blood Axe is also a very cool title. They always come with at least one Blood Axe, and usually with their signature helmet. In fact, that helmet is only on 2 titles to my knowledge, the Blood Axe and the Quick Blades. The Blood Axe also has a unique derange that most people will know about, where they just say, "The blood bleeds, it bleeds blood." Krook and my Baga ultimately ended up like this, unfortunately. And this was recorded before the end of Replay main series, so, this script does not have the fact that Baga is now dead in it. May he rest in peace. There's also the Gore Tide, Blood Flood, and Bloodstorm. All 3 of these titles are unique to the Slaughter Tribe, and I believe all of them can get the blood and meat deranges as well. There's also the Meat title. These guys always spawn with the meat derange, but they just say meat. Meat, meat, meat. To talk a little more about the Slaughter Tribe's relationship with the other tribes, as I said in the Terror video, I'm pretty sure they have a very interesting relationship. I also feel like they'd clash with Warmongers, Marauders, and Machine quite badly on a what they stand for point of view, while Dark and Mystic would find them short-sighted and possibly in the way of Sauron's mission when killing other tribes. It's also interesting to think about how they get along with the Outlaws, since they're sort of propped up as enemies in a lot of the promotional material for both tribes. The decorative ideas of this tribe are also quite simple, mounting trophies around everywhere while covering the fort with body parts. They even have a couple of industrial grinders around. Possibly the most striking part of this fort, though, is the stitched-together skin that forms a face that a lovely commenter pointed out looks a lot like the Witch King's helmet, which is pretty neat. Maybe these slaughter overlords are actually trying to dedicate their tribe's actions to the Nazgul in hope of gaining favor. It certainly wouldn't be the weirdest thing a psycho had done before. Beyond that, I don't think I have much more to talk about the Slaughter Tribe. They're a bunch of psychos, and that's why they're getting a video. Because even though they're nuts, they are quite entertaining. And with that, we've come to the end of this video. I know this one's been a bit of a short one, but I don't really like dragging out these one-off videos too much more than they need to be. So if you did enjoy, consider hitting the like button down below, because it tells me that you like the video. And if you like what I do and you want more of it, consider subscribing for more. And with that, I will see you all next time.